Do you worry about food waste? You're not alone. Each year, around 40% of all the food produced globally never ends their life cycle with human consumption. That's a lot of avoidable food loss and waste, money, and resources down the drain. In this video, I'm going to highlight 7 ways that you can reduce food waste in your household. But before we get into it, if you would like to see more videos like this one, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the great content coming from PostHarvest. First up, it's having a meal plan. Meal planning is not only a great way to reduce food waste in your household, but also a great way to save money. When you plan out your meals for the week with a shopping list, you can buy the required items and avoid any impulse buys whilst shopping. By cooking all of your meals at the top of the week, you can avoid having any leftover food by designating the right amount of meals and portion sizes in advance. One of the main reasons that food gets wasted is due to it spoiling before we have a chance to eat it. To prevent this, make sure to store food properly within optimal conditions by keeping certain fresh fruits and vegetables in the fridge so that they last longer. Be sure to properly put the bread away in a dedicated container to avoid stale bread from occurring too soon. We've actually got free courses on how to maximize fruit and veg supplies, so head over to postharvest.com to learn more. There are tons of great recipes that you can make with leftover ingredients such as stir fries with vegetable scraps, homemade stock from leftover meat, and juices from leftover fruit and leafy greens. After you've finished a meal, place any remaining edible food in some of your own containers with dated labeling and refrigerate. Living with family or housemates with different foods being stored in one place makes for unorganized food storage, which can then result in wasting food. If you have a backyard, composting is a great way to reduce food waste whilst also being carbon footprint conscious. Composting is an environmentally friendly way to give food scraps a second life in more ways than one. While compost has many benefits to your garden soil, it also helps reduce climate change emissions, as a lot of discarded food scraps that are not composted ends up in landfills that do not have the right conditions for the produce to biodegrade properly. One of the best ways to reduce food waste is to simply buy what you need. This may seem like an obvious solution, but it's often easier said than done. While certain grocery stores have 2-for-1 specials and other sales tactics that may be enticing, a lot of the time the products on sale are perishable food items that have a fast approaching expiration date, hence why the retailers wish to make the quick sale and pass the buck to the consumer. If you find that you're constantly throwing away food because you've bought too much, try portioning out your meals so that you're only buying what you'll actually eat. One of the best ways to avoid wasteful purchases is by growing your own fruits, vegetables, and herbs. Growing food in your own garden may lead to imperfect produce, but this shouldn't faze you, as you have complete control over what goes into the soil, so you know that no harmful chemicals or pesticides will end up in your food. You also don't have to worry about the produce going bad before you can eat it, as you're only collecting what you need for a meal, straight from the source. And lastly, teach others ways to reduce food waste at home. If you teach your family and friends about zero waste practices and their benefits, you can expect to see more food being consumed, more money being saved, and more leftovers having a second life. Providing a few ways to reduce waste that does not require an entire lifestyle change is the best way to see results. You'd be amazed by how much of an impact you can have by simply influencing your own circle. If you even have a few in your circle pass it on, that circle becomes a snowball. If you'd like some content to pass on to others, we've got a bunch of free courses and blogs on our website, so head over to postharvest.com to learn more. And don't forget to like and subscribe for regular content. Together, we can help the world go a little bit greener.